Welcome back, everyone, to another insightful episode of Podcast English Learning. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that affects us all, technology. It's something we use every day, often without thinking about it, yet its influence on our lives is profound. On this episode, we'll explore the benefits and drawbacks of technology, looking at both the incredible opportunities it creates and the challenges it presents. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the digital world together. On a quiet, sunny morning, Alex sat by the window in his cozy apartment, gazing out at the world as it buzzed with life. The streets below were filled with people going about their day, most of them glued to their smartphones or wearing earbuds, connected to the digital realm. Alex, sipping his morning coffee, couldn't help but reflect on how much technology had become a part of everyday life. It was hard to imagine a time without smartphones, laptops, or the internet, yet it was a reality that his grandparents had lived. Alex had always been fascinated by technology. As someone who worked in a creative field, he relied heavily on the tools and resources that technology provided, whether it was editing software, online communication platforms, or learning tools like podcasts and online courses. But recently, he had begun to think more critically about the role technology played in his life and in society at large. It was clear that technology offered immense benefits, but he was also starting to see its limitations and the potential harm it could cause if used without care. This growing awareness had been sparked by a conversation Alex had with his grandmother. A few weeks earlier, they had been sitting together on the porch of her old house, watching the sunset, when she began reminiscing about her youth. "You know," she had said with a thoughtful smile, "we didn't have all these gadgets back then. If we wanted to talk to someone, we'd either walk to their house or write a letter. And if we needed to learn something, we'd go to the library or ask a neighbor for help. Life moved at a slower pace." Her words had stuck with Alex. He couldn't imagine a world without the convenience of modern technology, yet there was something appealing about the simplicity she described. His grandmother had acknowledged that technology had made life easier in many ways, but she also spoke of the downsides, the loss of personal interaction, the distractions, and the growing sense of disconnection, despite being constantly connected. As Alex sat by his window that morning, reflecting on that conversation, he began to think more deeply about the merits and demerits of technology. It was clear that technology had brought about incredible advancements. For starters, it had drastically increased efficiency and productivity across almost every industry. In his own work, Alex relied on design software that allowed him to create stunning visuals in a fraction of the time it would have taken just a decade ago. Whether in factories, with automated machines, or offices equipped with advanced computer systems, technology had streamlined processes and allowed businesses to operate faster and more effectively. Beyond the workplace, technology had revolutionized the way people accessed information. Alex remembered how, as a child, he had to rely on books or teachers to learn new things. Now, with the internet, he could access a world of knowledge with just a few clicks. Online learning platforms, YouTube tutorials, and educational podcasts had made it easier than ever for anyone, anywhere, to learn new skills. In fact, Alex had learned graphic design entirely through online courses. This accessibility to information and education was one of the greatest advantages technology had brought to the world. Communication, too, had been transformed by technology. Video calls, instant messaging, and social media had made it possible for people to stay connected no matter where they were. Alex had friends and colleagues spread across the globe, and thanks to technology, he could collaborate with them on projects as easily as if they were sitting in the same room. It was amazing to think that, just a few decades ago, such communication would have been nearly impossible. However, as Alex considered these benefits, he couldn't ignore the downsides of this technological revolution. One of the most pressing concerns was the increasing dependence on technology. Alex, like so many others, found himself constantly attached to his phone. Whether checking emails, scrolling through social media, or watching videos, his screen time was alarmingly high. He noticed that he often struggled to disconnect, even when he wanted to. This constant connectivity, while convenient, was also exhausting. It seemed that people, including himself, were losing the ability to focus for long periods, with every notification and message pulling them away from whatever they were doing. This over-reliance on technology was particularly concerning when it came to children. Alex's young cousins, for example, spent hours every day playing games on their tablets or watching videos online. He worried that they weren't getting enough time outdoors or engaging in creative, hands-on activities. Studies showed that excessive screen time was linked to a variety of health issues, including anxiety, depression, and sleep disorders, especially in younger generations. While technology offered entertainment and educational content, it was clear that there needed to be a balance. Another issue that weighed on Alex's mind was privacy. In the digital age, people were sharing more personal information online than ever before, whether through social media profiles, online shopping, or even medical records. While this made life more convenient, it also opened the door to potential risks. Data breaches, identity theft, and cyber attacks were becoming increasingly common. Alex had heard horror stories of people losing their savings or having their identities stolen due to weak online security. It was a stark reminder that as technology advanced, so did the need for better protection of personal information. Job displacement was another significant concern. As automation and artificial intelligence, AI, continued to evolve, more and more jobs were being replaced by machines. Alex had read numerous articles about factory workers losing their livelihoods as robots took over production lines. And even in service industries, AI was beginning to replace roles like customer service representatives. While technology was creating new jobs in fields like software development and data analysis, the transition wasn't easy for those who lacked the skills to enter these new industries. The fear of job loss was palpable, and Alex wondered what the future held for those who found themselves displaced by automation. Environmental issues also came to mind. The production of electronic devices required vast amounts of resources, and the growing problem of e-waste was hard to ignore. Every year, millions of discarded smartphones, laptops, and other gadgets ended up in landfills, contributing to pollution and environmental degradation. Alex had read about the harmful chemicals that leached into the soil and water from improperly disposed electronics. Moreover, the energy consumption required to run data centers, power the internet, and maintain the global digital infrastructure was staggering, contributing to global carbon emissions. While technology had the potential to offer solutions to environmental problems, it was also part of the issue. One of the more subtle but impactful downsides of technology, Alex realized, was its effect on human relationships. Social media had made it easier to stay in touch with friends and family, but it had also created a kind of distance. Face-to-face interactions were becoming less common, replaced by digital communication that often lacked depth. Alex had noticed that even when he was out with friends, many of them spent much of the time checking their phones. Social media, in particular, often fostered feelings of inadequacy, as people compared their lives to the curated, perfect images they saw online. It seemed that while people were more connected than ever, they were also lonelier. As the day wore on, Alex continued to reflect on the complex relationship between society and technology. He understood that technology wasn't inherently good or bad. It was a tool, and how people used it determined its impact. There were undeniable benefits, from improved access to information and enhanced communication to increased productivity and medical advancements. Yet, there were also serious drawbacks, including addiction, privacy concerns, job loss, environmental harm, and the erosion of personal relationships. In the end, Alex believed the solution lay in finding a balance. Technology wasn't going away, nor should it. It had the power to improve lives in countless ways, but it needed to be used mindfully. People needed to set boundaries, limiting screen time, safeguarding their personal data, and finding time to disconnect and engage in real-world experiences. As society moved forward, it was crucial to ensure that technological progress didn't come at the cost of personal well-being, human connection, or the environment. That evening, Alex decided to call his grandmother again. He wanted to talk more about the changes she had witnessed in her lifetime and how she felt about the direction the world was heading. As he dialed her number, he smiled, knowing that even the simple act of making a phone call was a product of technological innovation. Their conversation, filled with stories, wisdom, and laughter, reminded Alex that while technology had transformed communication, it was the human connection that truly mattered. And that wraps up today's episode of Podcast English Learning. We've explored the incredible power of technology, both its benefits and its challenges, and I hope this episode has given you something to think about. Remember, technology is a tool, and how we use it is up to us. Be mindful, stay connected, and always keep learning. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions. Until next time, take care.